And welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of the TV show. I'm Jay Black, joined by the luminous Rhea
Oh,
Hughes with her new hair. Well, it's not new, but like
well,
she's all
they didn't
combed and
plop it down on top of my head. I just got my hair done today.
right.
So,
Well, I mean, I when you look at me and Angelo, and that's
yeah.
Angelo Cataldi over there, it is a much different experience looking at you versus
Well, thank
looking
you.
at us. So you look great,
Very
and
true.
we are ready here for like I'm excited about this lineup because I feel like I'm going to get a lot of Angelo ranting this show, and that's always my favorite. We're going to start with CinemaCon, where Tom Rothman, the chairman of Sony Pictures, this is where all the movie theaters come together, movie theater owners come together, and like the studios try to impress them so that they'll book their movies in. You may have seen this on the episode of the studio where they all take drugs before going to CinemaCon, which is a very funny episode. But Tom Rothman gets up, Angelo, and he says to all these theater owners, you got to remember three words: longer, shorter, cheaper. Longer theatrical windows, keep the movies in there longer. Shorter pre-shows, stop. He said, get off the ad crack, and cheaper
Yes.
tickets.
Yes.
And they applauded the first two. The last one, they did not applaud because they
No.
don't want to
No.
lower ticket prices. So my question to you, Angelo, is Tom Rothman right? And of these three things, which is the one that matters most to you?
He's two-thirds right. The theater owners got it exactly right. Shorter pre-film. Oh my God, yes. And between having to watch ads and having to watch 15 previews and having them all on at ear-splitting sound. No, it's torture. It is not a good theater going experience to have 25 minutes built in of basically junk.
Yeah.
No, he's right. The way we did it 30 years ago is the way it was. That was time tested. Couple of previews, just a couple. No ads. We don't need ads in a movie theater. I'm paying extra not to see ads. And
Yeah.
then when you get to the actual films, to me, make them more character oriented. The stories would be better if you had a bigger selection to pick from.
Right.
Everything doesn't have to blow up. Theater, the one thing I'll say is prices. I'm sorry, what's it now? Like $15, $16, whatever it
More
is.
like
That is
20.
not even 20 is not an unreasonable amount for 2 hours of quality entertainment.
Right.
It's not overpriced. Just make the experience more positive and people will go.
Yeah, Rhea, do you agree with that? You think we need? I mean, if we're just talking about the pictures themselves, going to the movies, which of those three is most annoying to you?
I really don't ever need to see Nicole Kidman walking into a theater and sitting in an empty theater with a face that hasn't moved in 20 years. That commercial creeps me out. So please get rid of that. Yeah, I have a plan now. Like when I'm not as frequent moviegoer as you two, but on the occasions I go, Clark's telling me Spider-Man's coming out this summer, and we both love Spider-Man. We go if the movie's at 1 o'clock, we know we can get there around 1:15, 1:20.
Yeah.
We're not sitting through 25 previews, all those. I'm with Angelo on the money thing. To me, somebody's got to pay for the movies. $20 is not, I'm not somebody, again, who goes to the movies. He goes a lot more frequently than I do. So I don't think $20 is outrageous. I'm kind of with the owners on this one, but the pre-show stuff is out of control.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys, I pay for AMC. I forget the name of it. It's like you pay $26 a month and you see as many movies as you want. It's like four
That's
movies a
awesome.
week. And if you go to two movies, it pays for itself. So I have one for my son. I have one for me. It's a good value. I agree with you. But if I'm watching a movie and the previews, I don't know if you've had this experience when you're sitting in the theater and it goes black for a second, and then another preview comes up, and the whole theater groans.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
a bad thing. If you get
Yes.
100 people going, "Oh, not another one," stop it. What are you doing? Give us
And
some value for the money.
especially if you're taking young kids to the movie. because then they start to watch a preview and they're like, well, I want to see that movie. And
Yeah.
then you're like, no, I brought you to see the other movie. And you know how, kids. So, I mean, I would literally plan to get there when movies started because I didn't need Clark going, well, I want to watch that movie that was just up there. So, that's
Right.
another thing.
But Jay, there's one
Absolutely.
other aspect to this. Because I have nothing but time on my hands. Every week, like on Thursday, I have a ritual. I go to Fandango to see what's coming in my neighborhood theater the next day because everything
Right.
comes out on Friday. And there was a movie a few weeks ago, Fantasy Life, that sounded really good. And I
Right.
went, you know what? When that comes here, I'm going to go see it. It never came here.
No. Yeah.
It never came here. I assume I'll go to see Devil Wears Prada too, because I
Yeah.
really like
Yes,
the first one. Right? That's probably the next time you get me in a theater. But
me too.
even the few movies they make that have appeal to me usually don't get distributed in a way that I have access to see them without having to drive to another state. It's
Yeah.
just make stuff more accessible. Can't you do that? Can't you make it shorter? Give us better movies, make them more accessible, and we'll pay $20 to see
Yep.
it.
Angelo, the biggest tragedy in my movie going life was when the Ritz in Voorhees
Yeah.
changed from art films
Yes.
to blockbusters. Do you remember the Ritz in
I
Voorhees? It was
do. It
a
was a great theater
multiplex.
then. Yes.
Yep. And they said, we're going to bring in quality films, independent films that lasted about 10 years. And then it was just like, hey, do you like Marvel? We got Marvel. Let's watch that.
Oh, great.
So it's like,
Marvel.
I'd love to see that. All right. So, Rhea, I noticed
Yes.
a trend this week. There's three shows that were announced to have multiple seasons before the first season or the second season even aired. AMC has a new show called The Audacity, which I didn't even knew what that was. It's getting a second season before it premiered. Disney has Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord, which I'm sure Angela is going to have a review of later on in the show.
Yeah.
Uh, it's going to get another season right before it debuts. Your Friends and Neighbors, which Angela has reviewed and really likes, is getting a season 3. They announced it even before season 2. So, when you see this, do you see this as a sign of confidence, or does it raise your expectations too high? Do you like to see this, or is it like, hey, we got something special here, and then it fizzles, and you're like, well, you probably shouldn't have renewed it so quick?
Well, I mean, I reviewed it, and I can't think of the name of the show. I think it was Press, and I had recommended it, and
Yeah.
we were both. But I warned people. I said I really liked it, but I was so incredibly disappointed to find out that they never renewed it for another season.
Right.
If I think of a show at least gets 2 seasons, and that they've renewed it like even before, then I think they got something good on their hands. If
Yep.
it's not renewed, then I think it's not that good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I do most of my decision making with this stuff on two things: the stars in it and the showrunners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Vince Gilligan's going, I'm going to give it so much more tolerance. And because I know he did Breaking Bad, he did Better Call Saul. He's probably got another good project in the works. If there are people, a little later in the show, I'm going to review Big Mistakes. If Dan Levy is in something after what I saw him do in Schitt's Creek, I'm going to
Yeah.
watch it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
he's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but those are usually the determining factors for me. I don't look ahead to see, am I going to get 3 seasons? I'm going to get 2. Either you got me or you don't. And you're
Right.
normally going to get me. I'll give you an example of something that blew up. DTF St. Louis
Mhm.
had 6 fantastic episodes. I'm telling you, it was one of the best new shows I've seen in a long time. The problem is the season was 7 episodes.
Oh,
And they not only did they not land the ending, they so alienated you that you were thrilled it wasn't coming back.
oh
It's not
no.
coming back. It was a one-off because Jason Bateman's got 100 different projects going. He doesn't have to lock in on one.
I
But
have to let Cheney in the door. I'm so sorry.
no problem. But Jay, the
That's
whole point of this is that you know wait till the season's over and see if you got something to build on. Because they didn't have anything to build on with the DTF St. Louis. They didn't
right.
have anything. So
Yeah.
let it play out. Yeah, I keep going to the Brits. The Brits know what they're doing. They
Yeah.
They
put
do.
four
Oh,
or five episodes
yeah.
out of a season. They wait to see if it's embraced, if it's got a narrative that they can continue it, and then they do more seasons. That is the right model. I don't understand why we don't do that here.
Well, but see, then the problem is it's too long. Two of my favorite shows, Deadlock and Karen Peary, took way too, like Karen Peary, I think was 3 years in between seasons. I had to go
Wow.
back and watch the first one again, which, it's
Right.
okay if I really like it. But so I don't want them to take too long because then you feel like you really have to go back and rewatch it
True.
just so you remember some of the characters.
I do think that there is one element to this, and I agree with everything that you're saying. But I do think when a show is too hyped coming in, I go back to Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip. I don't know if you guys remember that season. They were saying this is the best
Yeah.
pilot
Yeah.
we have ever
Mm.
seen. Aaron Sorkin, Matthew Perry, Amanda Peet, you guys are not going to believe this. And then everybody watched it and went, well, no, we believe it, and it's not that great. It's like, and it's sort of, I felt there was a
You're right.
backlash to everybody hyping it. So I think that
Mm.
does have some element to it. All right, Angelo.
This
Uh,
is a day for intrusions. Hold on a second. I got to
yeah.
bring my little buddy up here for a second. This
Oh,
is
look at
little
that.
Dutchie. Look at
Hey,
Dutchie. Dutchie,
hey,
say hi to
Dutchie.
everybody.
Hi.
Hey,
You got the
Dutchie.
dog, and I got the grandson. All right, Dutchie, I'm in the middle of stuff. Go see it in a few minutes. All right,
But
go
give
ahead. I'm sorry.
Angelo your mask.
Yeah, exactly. It'll make the show better. Hey, if my room steward comes in, I'm going to make him come on camera as well.
She still got it.
So, all right. Angela, we're talking about different shows coming back. Euphoria, which, by the way, some of the stuff that I've seen, I don't watch Euphoria, but some of the stuff I've seen
Mm,
online with Sydney Sweeney in like a dog outfit, I don't know
mm.
what they're doing over there.
No.
But it comes
I don't
back
either.
after 4 years for season
Yeah.
3. So it's a 4-year return. Same week, the comeback comes back to HBO after a decade. Malcolm in the Middle revival just comes on Hulu 20 years after the original ended. We got 3 shows all coming back this week. Is there a point for you when nostalgia is too much, you don't want to see these shows return? Is it just
Mm.
too long in between? Which are some of the ones that worked for you? Which are some of the ones that didn't?
All right. First of all, Rhea just touched on this, that if the gap is too long, it's hard to pick it right back up.
Yeah.
It's hard
Right.
to do that. But I watched somebody do it over 24 years and 12 seasons. And that was Larry David with Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
Larry David was able to take stretches of several. Hi, Dash. Good. The other one came in with a mask. Good to see you guys. Anyway, the fact is, it's doable if you've got it in the right hands. Unfortunately, most people are not Larry David. All right.
Fair.
So it doesn't work. I did not watch Euphoria or Malcolm. I never liked those shows. But I did check the comeback for a reason. Because they did the first season and then they took 10 years off. And then they did the second season and then they took 12 years off. And now they're doing the third season. And I only watched it because I thought the first season, it was awful. The
Yeah.
second season was even worse than the first season. And I said to myself, all right, they've had over 20 years. Maybe they figured it out by the third season. No, it stinks too.
Are you talking
is
about Malcolm in the Middle?
no, I'm talking about the comeback.
Oh, the
Valerie
comeback.
Cherish, with
Gotcha.
the girl from the Friends.
Lisa
I'm sorry,
Kudrow.
Lisa
Lisa
Kudrow.
Kudrow, and I think she's a good actress. But the character she created here is just so friggin' annoying and phony, and it's relentless. But sometimes it works. Arrested Development took 7.5 years off, came back, and was still good. Not great,
Right.
but it was good. So I think it really varies on whose hands have on this who can do it. Larry David can do it. Most of the other people, you're asking for trouble.
What do you think, Rhea? Are you? I mean, you just said it. You don't like it when they take that much time off.
No,
But
well, we just had a show that you and I love was Stranger Things 5 seasons,
5 seasons, yeah, and it was like
and the
what,
last
4 years?
one. How many years were in between it? It
I
was
th-
4 or 5.
it might have been 5. I mean, it was like
Might have
the
been.
joke was those kids are now older than I am.
Yeah, exactly. So, and the thing is, you know how much I absolutely loved, like the first 2 to 3 seasons, loved it. by the time I got there, they were too old, and it
Yeah.
just now I'm a person who binge watched it because I didn't catch on to it when it originally came around, and I found it too startling with how grown up they were.
Right.
So you can't. I think it's more of a problem when you do it with like teenagers as opposed to doing it with people who are a little bit older because yeah, you look a little bit older, but it's not such a stark difference.
And I'll say this: I think that if you watch the documentary about Stranger Things season 5, you notice that the Duffer Brothers were completely checked out on the season. Like
Wow.
when you wait that long, it's one thing to give yourself a couple of years on a project and then
Yeah.
come back to it. But if you're feeling like you have to come back because you owe it to people, that doesn't make for good creativity sometimes. And I think a
You
lot of
wonder if
people,
they're
Doesn't.
just doing it for the check.
yeah, well,
Doesn't.
that's why I'm here, Rhea.
Well,
Um,
we're aware of that. No one goes on a cruise more than
Yeah.
you.
That's
I know
true.
we're not.
Yeah.
All right. So, last topic I wanted to touch on, and I want to clear some space here because I know Angelo is not a huge fan of this show, but Rooster just got renewed for a second season, and HBO has come out to say that it is its highest rated freshman series, comedy series, in over a decade. And my original question was, is Bill Lawrence the closest thing to a sure thing on TV right now? You got Scrubs. That's a revival that worked. The Scrubs revival. Cougar Town, Ted Lasso shrinking, and now Rooster. It's a huge hit rate, and he's doing spectacularly. But Angelo, you think the show is mediocre?
I'm going to get close because I changed my opinion after watching the episode that just
Oh,
dropped.
okay.
Rooster stinks. All right. It's garbage. It's no good. Can you say that?
Wrong.
Yeah,
Rhea,
I disagree.
Rhea, could you tell me what makes this a good show?
Well, here's what I'll tell you. I don't really do appointment watching, okay?
Right.
But a friend and I both love the show, and they come over on later Monday afternoon after I've got my nap in, and we watch it every Monday because it drops on, I believe it drops on Sunday nights.
Yep.
Yes.
And first of all, I'm a big Steve Carell fan, so that's it. I love the daughter. I don't know what her name is. I think
Yeah.
she's an absolute riot. The college professor, I mean, the college president, I love him. He is just so out
Yeah.
there. I like all the characters, and I think it's fun. It's 35 minutes of fun.
All right,
And, you
hold
know,
on. So I gotta attack her here. All right. So what you're telling me is the least funny character is Steve Carell.
I said I love Steve Carell, so I love it. But
Is
I'm
he
telling you,
funny? Do you find
yes,
yourself laughing at
absolutely.
Steve Carell?
Laughing out loud at certain episodes.
What? Could you give me an example of something that he did that
Yeah,
was
when he
in
was
the
getting
least
drunk
bit
with the
hilarious?
kids. When he was
What?
getting drunk with the kids, that was very funny.
Oh,
Um,
drunk. Oh.
when what was the scene with the wife, a couple of scenes with I can't think of like particular. You didn't ask me to come up with exact scenes.
Because
I
it's
like it.
not funny.
It's
You're right.
very
The daughter
funny.
is. The
It's
daughter
a
is
great,
good.
yeah, it's a great ensemble. I like
It's
her
not.
idiot ex-husband. I think
It's
he's
so.
funny. I like his girlfriend.
Angelo,
Here's
I'm
the
gonna.
problem. All right. Steve Carell can only play Steve Carell. And when he does, he has taken the first thing he did great, The Office, which was a really big character. And he keeps minimizing the character. It keeps becoming smaller and more regular guy type. And it stinks. It's not funny.
It's funny.
Rhea, if you watch, I'm going to review this in a few minutes. You said it's 30 minutes, it's fun, watch Big Mistakes and compare it for me. All right, because that's a show with the lead character, Dan Levy, hilarious,
I like Dan
giving
Levy.
you belly laugh. This Steve Carell stuff is just so mundane. It goes, it just,
I think that Bill
I know why
Lawrence.
he doesn't like it, Jay, and I'm going to tell you right now. Angelo hates colleges. Anything to do with colleges, Angelo does not like them because what he says is,
that's not true.
I graduated.
I
He said
did
it for
too.
years.
Rhea, the
I
hockey
graduated
coach
too.
that gets drunk, and
I
it's
love him.
Oh.
Yeah.
Love him.
Angelo. I'm
Awful.
just gonna say this.
You guys are Your
There
taste
is a
is
type.
terrible. Terrible.
There is a type of movie that they call a hangout movie, and it would be like Everybody Wants Some, or the Linklater, the Richard Linklater movies, where the idea is I'm going to create a cast of characters. Not much is going to happen, but you're going to enjoy spending
Oh,
time with them. And I believe that
oh.
Bill Lawrence is the king of hangout television, which is I like seeing my buddies at Rooster. They're just nice to be around. There's not a ton of conflict. Even the bad guys have redeeming qualities. It's not belly laughs.
The
It's
ex-husband,
enjoyable.
the ex-husband is funny. Like
Yeah,
he's weird, he's goofy. I like him.
yeah.
He
It's a good
stinks.
show.
That guy stinks too, by the way.
Oh,
The guy who did the rooster. What'd you say his name was?
Bill Lawrence.
Bill Lawrence. He's just, ugh. What's his name? Mike Schur is way better. Does the same
Mike Schur is
kind of
great.
stuff.
I
Mike
agree.
Schur is better. Is Mike Schur better?
Yes, I would say Mike Schur is better,
Parks
but
and
I still
Recreation, The Man
yeah.
on the Inside,
The Good
way better.
Place. Yeah, and
More
Mike
interesting.
Schur's.
Is Shonda Rhimes better? Has she done better work?
No, I don't like Shonda Rhimes is not my
Chuck
cup of tea.
Lorre. Is Chuck Lorre better?
Chuck Lorre, I think Chuck Lorre is. I will give you Chuck Lorre because I didn't realize that Chuck Lorre did the Kaminsky Method,
Oh,
which is one of my favorite shows. That show was
Yeah.
until they
well,
killed
he's
off.
like 100 now.
Yeah.
Chuck
Yeah.
Lorre's still around. He 2.5 Men. How many years ago is that?
He's
still
got an-
pumping them out.
He's got another
this
spin-off
guy,
of
Bill Lawrence is a hack.
Oh, stop it.
All right, listen, we've all disagreed about Bill Lawrence here, but I think we can agree that there's one name that all of us think is great, and that is our wonderful sponsor, Steven Singer. Angelo, tell me about our good
Yeah.
friend Steven Singer.
We were just talking about the theater experience, how it is now filled with annoyances. You have to go there and you have to sit through 25 minutes of garbage played at a high pitch that drives you nuts. The whole thing, the prices are so overpriced for popcorn or drinks, all that stuff. That's why when you run a business, you have to understand what your customers want and deliver it. And that's Steven Singer at Steven Singer Jewelers. You get the quality that you get. You don't dread going in there. Rhea's son goes every 2 weeks. Oh, he's got a new girlfriend.
It's not going to be.
Well, what I'm saying is the experience of making a purchase should be enjoyable. You earn the money. You should be able to enjoy spending it. And so many businesses don't do that. And that's why Steven Singer has always been and will always be the best jeweler on Jewelers Row. Steven Singer Jewelers.
And I'm going to give you a little tip. Mother's Day is coming up soon. You know, it's in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
May's coming up. So I was just popping in. He's got a whole section for beautiful Mother's Day gifts, affordable, from every aspect. I saw these. Gold apparently is making a comeback. I'm more of a silver fan, but they're called Diamond J hoop earrings. And look at how beautiful they are.
Ooh,
Man, those
Yeah.
are beautiful.
They're really pretty, and they are $398. There you
Wow.
go.
Rhea, you should
but they
pick
have
those
a
up
whole
for
section.
me. 2
Yeah.
J's on either ear.
Rhea, what's great is you show different things every week in different price ranges, and they all look great.
Yeah.
It's great stuff. The other corner of the wallet, IHateStevenSinger.com, also available now in Newtown, new place in Newtown.
And listen, I'm just going to say this to our listeners. If you're a guy, Steven Singer understands you, because I went to Steven Singer on Valentine's Day to get my wife something because I had forgotten to get it beforehand. It was Rhea, it was the most efficient thing. It was basically like a clinic where it's just a row of men that there was a concierge. They bring you up. They said, "What do you want?" Boom, boom, boom. You get in it and get out. It was like this guy understood. I got a lot of men in my customer base, and they are going to forget until the last minute. Let's make it smooth for them.
Yeah.
So get over there now. Rhea, let's talk about this. I'm on a British-owned ship, and the buzz on the ship is Rhea Hughes, British Corner. What is she talking about this week? What is it?
So it's really cool, Jay, because I want to know, have you ever been to Croatia?
I have not. No.
Okay. So this show I'm looking at now, it's on Acorn. It's called A Taste for Murder. It is 6 episodes. This is a cozy mystery. So this isn't, a dark one. It's a British detective, a guy, Joe, and his daughter go to Naples, Capri. I believe it's an island off of Naples, to visit his in-laws, his daughter's grandparents, because the mother has passed away. This look, and he gets embroiled in, there's a murder, and he gets dragged into the investigation. I could care less at some points about this, because is this what they refer to as TV porn, when the location is so stunningly beautiful? So I
Yeah,
had to go
yeah.
and but it's an entertaining, and the food. The grandparents, of course, own this beautiful Italian restaurant. So they're always making food you want to eat. So besides the views, they did film some of it in Naples and Capri, but they filmed a lot of it in Croatia. I have a friend who's been there a couple times. I understand now. The coastal beaches towns of Croatia, they filmed them in three of them, are so stunningly beautiful. I want to book a plane and go there. That's how, I mean,
Wow.
I'm just telling you, absolutely gorgeous. And it's fun. It's a lighthearted mystery. You watch it while you're making dinner, or, just hanging out in the afternoon. It's enjoyable. It's 6 episodes. I do not believe it's been greenlit yet for a second season. It's stuff we're talking about, but it's brand new. There is a different show called A Taste for Murder. This is not it. This is the brand new one, 2026 Acorn. I'm just telling you, you will enjoy looking at the locations and the food. You'll be like, this is an okay show, but it's gorgeous.
Oh wow. Yeah, no,
I,
that I just like real porn, the story doesn't matter, the view does.
that's
All right.
great, Jay.
There you
Well,
have it.
I just, I'm alone a lot on these ships. Angelo,
That's
what do you
great.
got for us
Well,
this week?
I feel exactly that way. Maybe it's because I'm getting older. The Madison is the most beautiful TV show I ever watched in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Montana. Make me want to go to Montana. So he is right. Sometimes, even if the story's just okay, if the scenery is breathtaking,
Yeah.
it's still a good watch. I agree
Yep.
with it.
Agreed.
For me, just to give you a quick update, all right? So I said DTF St. Louis imploded. Oh my God, brutal. Your friends and neighbors holding up great. You last week recommended Love on the Spectrum, Jay.
Yeah.
That is season 4 is fantastic. This new
So
guy,
good. So good.
this new kid they found. Oh, he's just a godsend. That show's better than ever. And SNL UK. I have an option on Monday when I start watching this stuff. What I want to see first, the American version or the UK. I watch the UK first now.
Wow.
Agreed. It's
It's
doing great.
better than the American version.
Yeah.
And the best new find for me is Big Mistakes on Netflix, Dan Levy. And Dan Levy co-wrote it with Rachel Sennett, who is also an actress and a great writer. And it's just, I think it's hilarious. It's 8 30-minute episodes that will scoot by. When he is frantic, just picture
Oh, yeah.
any
Yeah.
season of Schitt's Creek, all right? When Dan Levy is acting frantic and crazy, it's spellbinding. It's so funny. He's so over the top.
Yeah.
It's great. The show, and here's the thing. There's a breakout star in this, like Rhea, you were referenced it a couple of minutes ago. The sister or the daughter, and what have you
Daughter.
said?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Steve Carell.
yes, of Steve Carell. She's really good. In this show, Taylor Ortega is Dan Levy's sister, and she is a breakout star. She's hilarious in this, just the way Annie Murphy was in Schitt's Creek. And Laurie Metcalf as the mom,
Oh, wow.
ah, she's running for mayor, and she's just nuts.
Oh, that's
And the
great.
show, I'm sorry, that it hasn't officially been renewed for season 2, but it's running number 2 right now on TV shows on Netflix. It will be renewed. It's a great watch. Big
And
Mistakes on
I'm going to
Netflix.
watch. So it's
Yep.
Big Mistakes.
Please,
I'm going to watch, and I'm going to give you a side by side review of
please.
Rooster and Big Mistakes.
Well, there we
Put
go.
that on the list, Jay,
Yep.
because next week on this show, Rhea eats crow. Crow. I'm telling you, if it's not funny, Rhea, I'll take my shirt off.
Oh, well,
Hey,
that's
it's funnier. I'll just
yeah.
say that right now.
So I just had a quick review of a book. I'm sure you've read this book, Angelo. It's called Oscar Wars by Michael Schulman. It came out in 2023. It is the story of the Oscars in 11 little vignettes where they take it from the beginning of the Oscars all the way through till Oscars So White in 2016, 2017, right around then. And it just tells you the story of Hollywood through Oscars. Holly Berry winning in 2002 for Monsters Ball. And about the struggle of Black actors. Just it's a really good book. It's by Michael Schulman. It came out in 2023. Check it out. It's excellent. All right,
Really
Angelo,
good.
what are we talking about this week?
Speaking of which, next week I'll give you a little book review too on Arsenio. Arsenio Hall did, and the only reason I read it was because I couldn't understand what happened to him. He was a big star,
Yeah.
and then
Oh,
he
yeah.
kind of disappeared. And he wrote a great book on it. I'm still reading it, but I'll give you a little bit of something on that next week for the readers we have out there. All right, AMC. If you want to see The Audacity, which we know has at least got 2 seasons, it's available now on AMC. Star Wars Mall. Oh, I can't wait to see that. It's available now on Disney. Your Friends and Neighbors is on Apple. DTF St. Louis is on HBO Max. Euphoria is on HBO Max, as is The Comeback. Malcolm in the Middle is available again now on Hulu. If you want to see how it's done right with long stretches between seasons, Curb Your Enthusiasm is available on HBO Max. Rooster, watch Rooster on HBO Max, and then watch Big Mistakes on Netflix and see who's right. Rhea will eat crow on that one. Don't forget A Taste for Murder, Acorn, and read the book Oscar Wars by Michael Schulman.
Listen, I don't want to brag, but what other show touches on this many shows in the course of a single half hour? I think we're giving you good value for your
We're
money, which,
giving
by the way, is nothing. So you're
zero.
welcome, America. That man right there is Angelo Cataldi. You can get his book Loud at angelocataudi.com, amazon.com, or audible.com. The lady with the lovely hair is Rhea Hughes. You can see her on Instagram at Rhea Hughes 94 WIP. Always good stuff from inside the studio of the WIP Morning Show, which you can listen to on the Audacity app anywhere. The Odyssey app, not the
Odyssey.
Audacity app. The Odyssey app. Anywhere in the world on the Odyssey app. If you want to see 2 takes a day about the world from a crazy liberal, check out Hello Jay Black on Instagram. That's mine. And of course, check out IHateStevenSinger.com. Get a Mother's Day gift now, you dum-dums. Don't wait till the last second. You'll be in big trouble. And guys, we appreciate you. We'll be back next week.